Welcome to your Friday, January 4, Barbados Today evening news update. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Illegal dumpers in St. Thomas, beware. Member of Parliament for the constituency, Cynthia Ford, today made it clear that those persons using the parish as a dumping ground will feel the full brunt of the law. She sounded the warning as she took Barbados Today on a tour of areas where dumping was a major concern, including Bucks, where dozens of used tires were disposed of on the side of the road. She says enough is enough, and she will be going after those responsible.
It is unfortunate that what we saw in Bucks just now has caused such consternation because they're right alongside the road, and other vehicles that are exiting or entering that area are hitting them. They will cause accidents, and people may get injured seriously or they lose their lives. And when we got to Bucks on the both sides of the road where the bridges are, that is another section. That means anybody could build 2 apartments and furnish it with the kind of furniture that is in there. If it were not furniture that had to be disposed of, the beds, the cupboards, the stoves, the fridges, even trophies. That some person had 10 or 12 trophies and you just throw them behind a bridge. The odors from dead animals, I would hope and pray that it would not be a human being or human beings in that case. But really something is wrong with the psyche of some of my people.
Ford said she was especially upset about the indiscriminate dumping, saying there was no excuse as the tipping fee had been abolished.
Yes, we have a challenge with the garbage trucks, and I want to praise the minister and the ministry for the 2 trucks that came in yesterday. And I know there are others coming, but in the meantime, why are we going to litter our streets to create problems for others, to create illnesses? Because when people pick up diseases, the rats and the other rodents are going to impact on whatever we do in our living.
Public service vehicle owners break their silence on their workers' protest against changes to their uniforms that led to Wednesday's bus strike. The Alliance of Owners of Public Transport insists the drivers and conductors must wear the disputed logo of the Transport Authority. The drivers and conductors contend that they should not have to wear the authority's logo and buy the shirts as well. But AOPT President Roy Raphael tells Barbados Today the wearing of the Transport Authority's logo legitimizes the drivers and conductors and cannot be compromised.
This logo system was not something that just came about. It was part of the last administration where we were looking at regulating the PS3 uniform, because there were situations where people went for $44,000 that they had to pay for uniform that was not in the correct color and so on. There was a situation where we got 65% of people out there are not conductors legally. They continue to create problems to us. So what we think, once you do have the logo on your shirt, right, it makes it official. Just like the number plate you have MCW on your shirt, it makes it legal. What we would like to continue negotiation and talk with the Transport Authority is allow the owners to place their logo on their shirt if they request to do so.
Vendors at 2 of the island's major markets get an assurance that their concerns will be addressed. It's coming from the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security in Daware following a tour of the facilities this morning. The operators at 6 Roads and the Eagle Hall markets say a lack of security and other issues are affecting their livelihoods. The minister told members of the media that a comprehensive plan will be worked out in a bid to deal with the vendors' concerns.
We have to look at security within the markets, and some of the things that have been raised with me, the one that stands out is security, to make sure that people can come to the markets in a very safe environment, feel comfortable, and don't feel as though the markets, especially given the current conditions with crime, that they are at risk of coming. And for us to address that, I've spoken to the manager of markets and the permanent secretary, and we're going to have to go back and work out a comprehensive plan, obviously, so that we can address these issues. I know there used to be a police outpost in 6 Roads, and this is something that we will also discuss when I meet with all the vendors and the managers of the markets, etc., so that we can look to see how we can involve the police as well in terms of having a police presence in 6 roads.
The Enterprise Growth Fund is reporting substantial progress in helping to expand the renewable energy sector in Barbados. Chief Executive Officer of the fund, Timothy Simmons, is especially pleased with the lending facility's disbursement of some $15.9 million under its Energy Smart Fund for various related projects, as well as the start of the landlord metering system pilot project.
Over the years, we have disbursed $214 million in loans to approximately 331 small and medium-sized businesses across the productive sectors. These disbursements are broken down as follows: tourism, $108.4 million, agriculture, $39.2 million, manufacturing, $19.1 million, and renewable energy, $15.9 million. Other service businesses, $31.4 million. So that makes up the total of $214 million. Our funding interventions have assisted in creating or maintaining approximately 3,000 jobs. It is noted that our funding in the tourism sector has supported the expansion and modernization of approximately 1,200 hotel rooms.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
To regional happenings, Bahamian authorities say they have detained nearly 90 Haitians in 2 separate operations at sea late Thursday. Officials say in the first instance, a joint operation apprehended 54 Haitian nationals near Abacos, while some 29 more were apprehended aboard a yacht near Marsh Harbor. The Haitians were taken into custody and are being processed by immigration authorities. And finally, on the international scene, President Donald Trump and Democratic leaders failed to strike a deal on Friday following talks to end the partial shutdown of the U.S. government over Trump's request for $5 billion to fund his signature wall on the Mexican border. More in this report from Reuters Television.
With a partial government shutdown now 2 weeks old, Democratic leaders on Friday emerged from the White House after talks with President Trump no closer to ending a standoff over his demand for a wall along the border with Mexico.
We made a plea to the president once again. Don't hold millions of Americans, hundreds of thousands of workers hostage. Open up the government and let's continue the discussions.
Newly elected House Speaker Nancy Pelosi calling the talks contentious.
How do you define progress in a meeting when you have better understanding of each other's position, when you eliminate some possibilities? If that's a judgment, then we made some progress.
Thank you very much.
Minutes later in the White House Rose Garden, President Trump putting it differently.
We had a productive meeting today. We're all on the same path in terms of wanting to get government open.
The renewed talks coming one day after Democrats took majority control in the House of Representatives.
And that's news, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or like us on Facebook, and sign up for our breaking news alerts via WhatsApp. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. And you can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM and Capital Media HD 99.3 FM. I'm Fenella Wedderburn. To have a wonderful weekend.